Okay, for this short tutorial, we're going to talk about fades. This is a non-destructive editing, which means it doesn't affect the sound file. It can be undone. So what fades will do are gradually increase or just decrease the volume of the sound file. The easiest way to use a fade in and a fade out, if we just separate our two files here for a sec, would be to have the Smart 2 selected. So if you select around that border, that'll give you multiple tools. And what you want to do is you want to go to the top half of the file and hover over. And if you see, once you move in, you'll get this little kind of half gray, half white box. That's a kind of a Smart Tool fade. So if you just, once that box appears, you click down and drag, you can see it will drag a line in. And watch what happens when drag the line in. You see it changes the amplitude of the file so that it gradually fades in. And if you want to get rid of that, once that's selected, you can hit delete and it will go away. So you can also do something for fade out as well. You can drag that on this side, you can drag that in on this side, and now you have fades. And if you double click on one and double click on the other, you can erase them. The second way you can do a fade is you can select the region that you want to fade in. So say maybe this region here, and if you hit Control or Command F, or if you go up to Edit all the way down to the bottom, you can create a fade. And this will bring up a box where it allows you to be able to push around the fade envelope to change the way the fade is, and you can experiment to see what these sound like with these different shapes. And then if you click OK, then you have a fade, and it's a sort of a different type of fade than that linear straight line fade. So you can click on that and undo it. You can also do it the same for the other side as well. You can go there, go to the fade menu. Oops. Go to the fade menu, please. Thank you. And you can create a fade out. You can see the envelope comes off to the other side, and you can shift it around. I see you have to make sure it's on standard in order to shift it around. And now you can shift it around and make a different type of fade. And we'll undo that. Oops. Double click on that and erase it. The third type of fade is called a crossfade. So for example, if you had two sound files in the same track and they were overlapping, you could select a region where it crosses over the two sound files, and then go to the fade menu. And this is called a crossfade. You can see there are two envelopes that are one's fading in, the other's fading out. And this also, you can also play around with shifting how that fades. This would be sort of kind of fading out from one equally and fading into the other. This would be a much quicker fade once the sound's on the second sound file side, and this would be a much quicker fade in. So you can actually see that in this view. You can see the two different sound files overlapping, and that's where the fade would happen. And you can switch that around and see which one you prefer. And then when you go there and exit with that, then you see you have a crossfade. And what that will do is fade one sound file out at the same time the other one fades in. And this is very useful, especially if you have something like a guitar in the same track and you maybe punched in a recording to kind of do over a part that wasn't so clear, and there was a small kind of glitch between the two. That might be a place where you might use a crossfade to smooth the transition between the two sound files. And if you double click on that, you can also erase that. So that's the meaning of non-destructive editing, is that that's something that you can do to the file that doesn't permanently alter it. And so that's how you do fades and crossfades.